Today we're going to talk about the infinity loop cycle of life as I see it. And it's kind of a cool concept, so I'm going to try to do it on the whiteboard because it's very difficult to just describe. Let's start. So everybody's familiar with the infinity sign. So the infinity sign in this case is going to represent now. The middle of the infinity sign is the current state. This is now. The top, the bottom loop is going to be the past and the future. So this is the moment we're in. This is the past. This is the future. The top is the positive decisions we can make. The bottom is the negative decisions we can make. So this is infinity positive, infinity negative. So we have infinity plus and infinity minus. So as we're in the now, we have just stepped into this moment out of an infinity loop of the past, meaning there's been infinite decisions in the last moment of now that have brought us to where we are at now. It could have been positive, it could have been negative. We have no control over the past, at least not right now. So the past is irrelevant. But the beauty of this is that we have the same potential for the future. We have an infinite amount of decisions we can make that are in the positive range, and we have an infinite amount of decisions in the negative range. So I call these potential decisions that will lead us to the next now, the next moment. So whatever decision we make in the now towards the next moment, like a frame in a movie, will be either positive, negative, or anywhere in between there. So any level of positive, any level of negative. And infinite levels of positive, as in Jesus decisions, or as some would say, satanic decisions would be the potential negative infinite decisions. Regardless, we end up in a new now based on whatever decision we made. And then we're back into the cycle again, another infinity loop. So, and then there's going to be another one. And then there's going to be another one. Kind of see the pattern here. And this goes on till we die. So we go from decision to decision to decision to decision to decision. Looks kind of like something we've seen before. Every time we make a decision, we can make a positive or a negative decision, and it's going to carry us to the next moment. To me, this looks a lot like this. Which looks like a DNA strand. The correlation between everything in the universe is quite staggering, as you will see in a second. So this is how I believe we make decisions. We're in the now. We get to make a decision that's going to be our creation of our next step, our future, the matrix that we live in. It can be an infinite positive decision or an infinite negative decision. And however we decide to make that decision sets us on the next step. Now, how does that relate to life? Well, here is a seed. That would be us when we're born. I call this the point of origin. for the Stargate fans. So the point of origin. And then we start this cycle up. So instead of making it so complicated, we're going to represent it as a line. The stalk of the plant or the stem of the tree. We're born and we start the cycle of decision, decision, decision. First decision, plus or minus. And then we come to the next decision. That's minus. And then we get to decide, well, did we go up this way or did we go down this way? Well, we went here. Well, we went here. 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 And you can see how every decision has a choice. I'm going to go through just a few here to show you what it looks like. The tree of life. So when we make a decision, every decision we make puts us on a different path, on a different universe, on a different manifestation of our reality. And infinite positions exist in the future. We can never go back, but we can always go up. And at some point, there is the end of our existence. We will pass on. This is death. Can happen at any point on any of these axes. Then we've completed our tree of life. So your tree of life can be growing up towards a positive ascension, kind of 5D growth, or a negative. So if we draw it sideways, everybody's familiar with graphs. If this is the point of origin, and then we start making the decisions. And it's going to look something like this. That's making mostly positive decisions, some negative, but we're heading up towards the positive realm. Not so positive, neutral, and then we can also make bad decisions. So if you imagine this going up like a tree of life, or the roots, which we'll get to in a second, this is negative, this is positive. Let's get a different color here. This is New World behavior. This is Old World behavior. This is 5D, fifth dimensional, or ascension. This is 3D behavior, or Old World, go through the challenges of life until you're able to ascend or grow into a more spiritual, unifying kind of personality. So as we go through that, we have a point of origin. We get to make every single moment of life as a decision in the positive range or in the negative range. All the potentials exist. We can create our path. The experience we have in this life, in this universe, is based on making decisions one by one, frame by frame, that then shape our growth or our, what I call our learning. We learn more for making negative decisions because they allow us then to make positive decisions. Now this can do this. This, very spiritual person, can do this. Every single scenario on this tree of life plays out. And the experience I had when I was younger showed me, we can talk about that later, but showed me how I went through every single scenario in this life, on this world, myself. Every single branch of the tree, every good decision, every bad decision. I feel we want to learn as much as we can as we move forward. And that builds us towards, hopefully, a 5D ascension kind of personality. Now the roots. Your past or your roots. You have been here before, and you have all the roots from your past, all the experiences, all the growth, all the history that you cannot alter has given you a foundation. Very, very important, a very strong foundation to support you on your tree of life or the future growth of what you want to do in this life. So if you are stuck in life, realize that you can be way down here in the negative experience, the negative potential of life, and change everything about your experience just by realizing that going from this moment to this moment is your decision. How do you alter this? How do you make those decisions? How do you make a more positive decision versus a more negative decision? Thoughts. Thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality. Running out of pens here. What you think, what you believe, shapes how high or how low you can go with your life. We're creatures of habit. So if you can make more positive decisions, you're going to ascend more, and your life is going to turn out more on the positive side versus the negative side. And every single moment you are given the opportunity to turn that around. So don't say your past defines you, your past makes it difficult for you to do anything, because you start new every single moment. There you go. I hope that helps. That's what I call the infinity loop, the cycle of life. Your roots, your past define you, give you a firm foundation to help you make the decisions higher up in the positive range. You're building a tree of life, an infinity tree of life, and you're going to go through every possible experience that you can have in this existence. And I imagine myself on every point trying to shape consciously what decisions I make based on what I listen to, what I think, what I believe, who I follow, who I hang out with, what I read. Everything that I surround myself with tends to be higher vibration, which is this part of the graph, higher vibration, versus lower vibration. And if anybody's confused, vibration is the object, frequency is the resulting output. So high frequency, low frequency, very similar. That's something that we can go into more detail later as well. So I hope this helps give you hope, give you a little bit of understanding of how I see quantum physics and the potential, the unlimited potential each and every one of us has. And it's all limited by our thoughts, what we believe we can do, because we create every step ourselves with our consciousness. You guys have an awesome day.